Question 506. Have you ever been refused entry to a country? Have you ever been in a country illegally?
Never. No. Although I did find it kind of ironic. Like, first day of my I was thinking, not a good start to a holiday though. When the first thing that happens is your fingerprints end up on file in Colombia.
Have you considered not trying to smuggle cocaine?
Yeah, but I'd be doing that on the way out, not on the way in. It's not.
You can't get the good stuff locally. You want your own stuff that's been cut right.
It'd be funny. It'd be pretty fucking pointless to like try and bring cocaine into Colombia. You know. But I swear someone must have been looking, because the last time I got on a plane anywhere, I went to Amsterdam back. Then it's like, then I go to Colombia, and I'm thinking, yeah, I think people might be thinking there's a pattern coming on here. You know.
Nobody would suspect you of smuggling drugs into Colombia, though.
No. Actually, I would tell you that though, when we left Cuzco in Peru, so one of the people in our party bought a couple of back bottles of this like body lotion back, and then got hauled in and confiscated because it had enough coca in there, so you could get a few grams of cocaine out of it if it was refined, you know. And it's
Okay.
So why don't you just confiscate the stuff? So they put fucking coca in everything in Peru.
B said no and no. Seraphim says no, never left the country, sadly. Sammy said no.
Question, by the way.
Have you ever been refused entry to a country? And have you ever been in a country illegally?
I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
Actually, I did try once to get refused entry when I was about 19 or 20. I think when I followed Italy with my parents, and I had this Marilyn Manson T-shirt on it that said "Vote Satan," and I tried to get into the Vatican with that on. And
Oh gosh.
both my parents and the tour party fucking sort of like stopped me, you know, from doing that. I was just interested as an experiment to see if I could get in wearing that.
Mm. Where are we up to? Sammy says, never left the country, unfortunately, haven't been here illegally, but have done illegal things. Seraphim says, unless you count being unable to go visit Matt, Big and Bill, no. Joan says, no and yes, if you consider crossing the border without ID illegal.
Which border?
Probably.
I don't know. Santi said, I was never denied entry, but I was illegal for 10 years.
Oh, that's a good point. I did go to Wales once.
How long did the therapy last?
It's ongoing.
I like Wales.
There's nothing wrong with people that come from Wales, you know. It's just the people that go to it I can't understand.
I stayed in a very
From
cheap
Wales?
hotel.
I thought we evolved from other rapes.
I'm not like you, Ken.
Actually, jokes aside, Wales is a fucking lovely country.
Yeah,
Shit.
I stayed in a very cheap hotel full of people, and we got out of the lift. Me and the friends I was there with, and getting into the lift was a group of very Slavic men, the leader of which had Putin on his shirt, and it was an odd experience.
Dave, you've got to read this thing from Hobbs Watch.
I know, I was just waiting for Badger to finish.
Yeah, sorry, I just saw that.
My story was that good, was it?
Sorry, Badger, but I just saw that in the chat, and I was like, whoa, that's you. Got to read that.
Hopswash. I was once deported from Amsterdam, Netherlands in 1997 after being accused of being a member of a criminal organisation. What I noticed that he doesn't say whether or not he was or not.
You become cooler to me every day, Hops. You really do.
Hops, you've got to tell us which one they suspected you of being a part of now. You've got to tell us this.
This is where he's on the run somewhere. It's just-
Where does Hopswatch live now?
It's Denmark, isn't he?
I thought he was Denmark, but I could be wrong. Manda.
You are
You're
still
muted.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes, you've been refused. Yes, you've been refused entry.
No, I've never been to another country. Unfortunately, I've been stuck in this fucking hellhole my whole life. So, that's it. I'm not very interesting.
I've been to Georgia,
The country or the state?
the state.
It's
I
pretty
passed-
much just another world compared to New England. So you can say that, I guess.
It was the weirdest thing because we didn't go into Atlanta. We sort of took the freeways and sort of skirted around the outside of Atlanta, so only 3 hour suburbs. But stopped at a what the hell is what's your big shopping center thing? The lowbrow one.
You mean like
Walmart?
Walmart, thank you. I keep wanting to say Big W because that's kind of like our equivalent, but yeah, Walmart. And first time I'd ever encountered greeters. It was also the first time in America that I thought I was listening to people speaking an entirely different language. I just could not understand what they were saying through the accent. It was impossible.
Yeah.
I think I told you this story, didn't I? Where I actually was glad that I passed up on the chance to go to Georgia.
Country or state?
The state. I'm glad. Not that nothing against the state. It's just that I used to do is I used to do American Civil War reenactments, and occasionally they would get a chance to go out and do one in the United States. And obviously, I depicted the North, whatever. So I did one in Kentucky or whatever. And anyway, about a year later, they asked me, "Do you want to go do this one in Georgia?" So they obviously flew into Atlanta or whatever. The last night there in Atlanta, they go into a bar. A lot of them were wearing fucking blue uniforms, and they managed to diffuse it. Say, "Oh, it was we're just American Civil War reenactors." They sort of diffused it a little bit. Then one of the idiots says, "Yeah, last time we were here it was Sherman, and we burned this place to the ground." And it's just, trust me, that's not something you want to say in Atlanta. Manda's just, she knows what I mean by that. The way she reacted.
they're still,
To put it into context, Dave, it'd be like mentioning Cromwell in certain parts of Ireland. Okay, that's what it's like doing.
people are still very sore about it. They're still very proud about it. That they call it the war for state independence or southern
It's not that long
independence.
ago.
What?
It's not that long ago in the grand scheme of things. There was another question on QI about it as to when the civil wars. When was the last Civil War pension paid?
Oh, it's in the 1920s or 30s, wasn't it?
No, it was still being paid. Well, at the point at which
Oh,
the question came up
no,
on QI, it was still being paid.
No, because that's right. The last Civil War widow died 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little lot. Because I remember. But I'm guessing she must have been very, very young and married a very, very old
Yes.
war vet,
Veteran.
I think. But yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
that blows my mind.
Right, you didn't answer the question though. Have you ever been refused entry, Jen?
Oh, me? No.
Yeah. Have you ever
I've
been in a
to quite
country
few
illegal?
countries now. Oh yeah, no, I've been to England, of course, as you know. I've been to America. I've been to Japan. I've been to India. Where else have I been? Yeah, that's probably about it. Oh, I've been to Thailand as well. Sorry. Yeah.
Right, Hopswatch clarification. I participated in an alternative EU conference. He wasn't a member of whatever organisation, and they didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And he is in Denmark. And his snake won't eat. I don't think the last point's related. Right. Have I asked everybody or have I forgotten anyone? Badger!
I'm not at liberty to discuss my answer to this question.
What, to both bits?
Yes.
You're not meant to be in the UK, are you?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Oh, all those countries I mentioned, I was actually in legally, by the way, not illegally.
I never had a problem getting into a country, but I was trying to find the name of the bar. That's what I was searching for on my phone. But I once got refused entry to a bar, and it was kind of a funny story because it was one of the most famous bars in New Orleans. And I'm thinking it's O'Brien's, but I'm not sure. I can't remember the name of it. But my parents were considering moving to New Orleans, and it was 1977 or 1978. And my dad was trying to show us around New Orleans and what it was like. And he said, "Oh, come." And he walked into this bar, and I'm following, and the bouncer steps in front of me because I was a minor, and I was always quite small. I very definitely looked like a minor. And so he wouldn't let me in. And my dad kept going. And I'm like, Dad, they won't let me in.
Excellent. I've never been refused entry to a country. I might have been in a country illegally.
Oh, I did refuse myself entry to a bar once.
You refused yourself. I think...
I approached the bar and they had like this scanning thing on the door where you had to put your ID in it and they would scan it and do all kinds of checks, and I just went, no.
Have you watched Philosophy Tube's video about that?
No.
You should. Good. You'd like it.
Also, I've just
Does the Isle of Wight count?
Well, this is the thing. I've been in the I think I've been in the Channel Islands illegally because they're not in the EU.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
they're
not.
part of the UK technically, but they're not in the EU
why would that make going there illegal?
because you're crossing a border.
You're crossing a border.
Right, I don't need a passport, or I didn't at this point in time. I did
Yeah.
not need a passport to go to France, but I was told I needed a passport to go to the Channel Islands. Even though it's technically the same country.
That's weird because I mean, even though when I last went to France, you still needed a passport to go in. And this is before, obviously, Brexit.
And this was 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember being told I didn't need a passport to go to France.
Mm.
And I was never asked for my passport to go to France.
So you may have been in France illegally. You may very well have been in France illegally.
Entirely possible.
And not realised it until now.
Cherbourg was very blue at night.
Now they'll never let you back in, Dave.
What a shame.
That's probably the place
They
I've
will
been
not.
in France
They will
the most
fart
is
in your
Cherbourg.
general direction.
They
Hey,
wouldn't.
can you take your bouncy ball on a plane?
Yes?
Okay.
I
Really?
might have to take the air out of it.
Hmm.
How did you know I was back on my bouncy ball?
Because you've been bouncing.
Yeah, you have.
Don't know what you're talking about.
We've just been waiting for you to fall off.
That has not nearly happened a couple of times. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.